At the supermarket, I'm shopping, fool.
Plus, his secret to basketball success.
Sponsored locally by TVFCU.
You know how much we love animals here on 3+U, and I'm sure you love the animals in your life as well. But very often it can be the case where an animal gets out, perhaps their owners have moved away, and they're stray with nowhere to go. For us here in Hamilton County and surrounding areas, you can just call one of our local shelters and help that animal to safety. But Lisa Monath is here. She's from Polk County.
Yes.
And she is here representing SHARP, which stands for Safe Haven Animal Rescue Program.
Exactly, yes.
And y'all are also there to help these animals, but you're a small band of brothers.
We
right?
are, we really are, yes.
So what we're talking about as you're watching this morning is their need for volunteers to help with fostering.
Yes.
And also if you're in a position to perhaps give some financial dollars, they need it because wait until you hear the story. Part of your challenge, I guess, Lisa, is the vastness of Polk County.
Yes.
Very rural.
Yes, it is very rural. We don't really have a whole lot of, highways or byways and people coming through and stuff. So we're a handful of volunteers. We work the entire county. There's about 6 board members and 5 fosters right now. And it's a difficult job. We're very passionate about it. And so we just do the best that we can in what we are able to.
You got into it because you came down to live in our beautiful scenery
Yes.
there, but you saw a stray,
Yes.
and you called and realized there really wasn't much to be done.
No, there isn't. I was advised that there's no animal control and there's no animal shelters in Polk County. There's no support. There's very little funding for any kind of animal control, and so we don't see anything happening in the near future. And so what we do is rescue and then work on spaying and neutering so that we hopefully decrease the population.
Right. I mean, that's where it all starts.
Absolutely.
So, okay, as people are watching this morning and they're thinking, yeah, but I don't live in Polk County, perhaps, they can still help if they're an animal lover.
Absolutely. So we do events throughout the year that we're always looking for volunteers for. We always need volunteers to help take care of the animals that are currently in fosters or, whatever, whether it's playing with the animals or walking animals. Like I said, we have the events and fosters, and you can do that from anywhere.
What does it look like to be a foster?
So through SHARP, if you're fostering through SHARP, SHARP pays for all of the vetting. They pay for all of the animal food. All you need to do is provide a safe environment for the animal, love, time, and get them socialized so that we can work on getting them adopted out. Our goal is to find a forever home for our animals.
And I'm guessing that if there is a dog that's picked up, we'll go with the dog, for example, you kind of need to see what that personality of the dog is in order to place it in the right home.
Exactly. And so we depend on our fosters for that information. We'd like to see, do they get along with cats? Do they get along with children? Is there any food aggression? We need to know that because we want to be very open with the people that are adopting them so they don't return to us.
We're on the cusp of summer. Is it an okay thing, do you think, if you're looking to have your children do something this summer, to consider being a foster? Like, do you have to be a foster for a certain length of time?
No, you don't. No. And fosters typically are short. It's not a very long process. Once we get them in, we get them vetted, we get them spayed or neutered. They're microchipped. All of their shots we bring up to date, and then we put them on websites and get them adopted out. And so once they're adopted out, it's you can either end your time as a foster or you can take on a new one.
So if you had a late middle schooler, early high schooler who can't really get a job yet for the summer, and they were good with animals, if it was safe, the family could foster.
Absolutely.
And that dog or cat could get an awful lot of love.
Absolutely, absolutely. The more that they're exposed to cats, children, the better off the adoption will go.
Okay. Do you have to have a fenced-in yard to be a foster?
No, you do not have to have a fenced-in yard as long as you have a slip collar on the dog and a slip leash on the dog at all times, so that if the dog wanted to break free, it couldn't. Because we have had, unfortunately, animals slip off their lead and then they're back out being a stray somewhere.
Well, they are animals after all. They can be tricky little things.
Absolutely, especially when they're scared and don't know what's going on.
What's interesting too is because I would have logically thought, okay, so there's this problem and then a pet gets adopted close by and then does the cycle continue? But thanks to the internet, you can adopt anywhere.
Yes, yes, and we use a transport system, so we'll put them on transport. They go to New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, Michigan, and it opens a lot of areas for the animal to go to. So we are able to adopt out a lot more animals.
So you were telling me that right now you have about 20 animals to place, but only 6 fosters.
Correct. So those 20 are placed across those 6 fosters.
So you can imagine the heart. I mean, here she is loving animals. I'm sure plenty of you do too, but there is only the room that there is.
Yes, and so we get 20, 25 calls a day, and most of them we have to turn down because we just don't have the room.
Okay.
And so if we do have people that call and say, hey, I found this stray, we'll ask you to foster. Are you willing to foster? And then we'll have an application put in and put you on the foster docket.
All right, so to start with, people should contact you either by email, which is sharprescue@gmail.com.
Correct.
If they want to fill out the form, will they go to the website?
They will, and so there's a volunteer application and a foster application on the website. It's on the drop down.
Okay.
And so they can just fill that out, and one of our volunteers will get back in touch with them.
All right, what a great thing. I'm glad that
Yes.
you came and shared with us.
Yes.
And we're a bunch of giving people around here.
Yes.
We have Polk County viewers too, but if you're nearby and you can help them, you'll be greatly rewarded.
Yes, because in the future we're looking to hopefully build a shelter in the next 10 years. So hopefully that'll get us going.
Will you keep us in the loop?
I
Deal?
will,
All right.
absolutely.
Lisa,
yes.
thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
The final 2 teams face off in Side Chick Mania, made up of the juiciest players we've seen in recent years. Team Spicy, we've got the perfectly crunchy Spice Baby. Team Sweet,